There is a way to experience nirvana and become reincarnated without spending years in some far-flung monastery or cave in the middle of Pakistan. A way to end your suffering without having to activate your 7 chakras, struggle to perform downward dog, or perform complicated feats of Kama Sutra. The way to experience nirvana and become reincarnated is to perform a long-forgotten ritual from Tibet's criminal underbelly. This ritual is called Badung Ting, also known as 7 bowls. Beware that this ritual is far from peaceful. This ritual will require you to perform the unthinkable and to gamble with death and fate's worst end. So, to maximize your chances of experiencing nirvana and becoming reincarnated, you must know these instructions like the back of your hand and follow them like clockwork. Before you can begin, you must acquire the following items. A singing bowl. Be sure to pick one that gives off a big, pure sound. This will indicate that you have good karma. A furba, Tibetan ritual dagger. A vajra flaying knife. Either a kukri,
Gurkhab machete,
tapatem,
traditional Tibetan sword,
ndung,
traditional Tibetan spear,
tabarzin,
Indo-Persian battle axe,
or kakra.
pewter staff,
Oatmeal, shatra singhasan,
a miniature golden Tibetan throne with umbrella,
noose, malung mir, and 2 kennels. Now that you have everything you need, you will need to find an abandoned graveyard, preferably one near your hometown. If you perform this ritual anywhere else, it won't work. Once you find the cemetery, you'll need to remember where it is, as you won't be able to use your phone, GPS, or even the paper map to find it. On the first night, only take your singing bowl. Nothing more, nothing less. It is essential that you are willing to leave behind your life and possessions for the ritual. If you do show up with any of your personal belongings, then the ritual won't work. When you get to the graveyard, sit in front of a tombstone. This is your last chance. If you are married or in a committed relationship, abort the ritual. Once you strike the bowl, there is no turning back. Are you committed to reclaiming the breath of life and all the pleasures that come with it? Good. Then let's begin. Declare.
I renounce all that tethers me to this world.
Close your eyes and ring the bowl. Pure, deep, glossy, and resonant tones waft into the night. Cool spring water washes over you, melting away the tension and pulling you deeper into the cold. The near silence between the strikes and swells of the bowl saturate the night air. Soft crystalline whispers pan from one ear and glitch to the next. Don't stop ringing. You don't want to get seduced by the first Dharmapala. Tender and juicy filet mignon melts away in your mouth, lapped down by the liquid smoke of fine Islay scotch. Keep ringing the bowl and resist the urge to give in. Miniature skyscrapers of cash appear on the tomb before your very eyes and blow away like mandalas in the moonlit wind. Keep ringing the bowl. Do not take possession. Voices cheering your name explode everywhere alongside fireworks. Strike the bowl one last time and mute it open your eyes. In front of you will be two skeletons dancing within the ring of fire. If you have managed to focus on the sound of the bowl and not give in to the snares of earthly and carnal possessions, congratulations, you have passed the first trial in one piece. However, if you lose yourself in the blur of attachment, your skeleton will transmogrify into an ivory tree. You will be rooted down by your attachments, literally. This is only the first trial. Can you pass the other 6? Are you ready to begin the second trial? Do you still want to experience nirvana? Then let's continue. You'll need to kill someone close to you. It can be a family member, significant other, or even a close friend. Don't kill anyone else. If you attempt to kill anyone else, then you won't be able to complete the ritual. You'll also need to do the deed with the furba,
Tibetan ritual dagger.
If you murder them with anything else, you'll be seen as a coward by the second Dharmapala. You don't want to be seen as a coward. Once you've killed someone close to you, you'll need to cremate the body by any means necessary. Once they've been cremated, return to the graveyard with the singing bowl and their ashes. Close your eyes and play the singing bowl. Scatter the ashes as you do so. The second Dharmapala will appear as a doppelganger of your recently deceased loved one or friend. With an outstretched hand, they will grasp your forehead and share their vision. As you stare into her panic gaze, you plunge the furba deep inside and twist. Blood-curdling screams and sobs gradually decay with the loss of blood. Your breathing violently modulates between growls, snarls, and cackles. Thunder and lightning course through your veins, causing you to tremble. Boiling tears blur the line between control and impulse. Fumes of iron swamp the midnight air, metallic and intoxicating. She goes limp and cold in your embrace. The bloodlust still burns bright within your mind's eye. There's nothing else like it. Food, drugs, and sex can't hold a candle to this high. And there's only one way to keep the party going. Wipe away the tears. Breathe in, hold, and breathe out. Let the feeling of cool spring water wash over you. When you are ready, open your eyes. Thank the second Dharmapala for the vision and return home. If you manage to not kill anybody for a week, then you will pass. But if you kill anyone again, even the rabbit in the woods, you'll slowly combust into brilliant blue flames. All that will remain of you will be a smoldering pile of white ash, a pathetic legacy of losing control. Can you pass the other 5? Are you ready to begin the third trial? Do you still want to experience nirvana? Then let's continue. Find a horse and kill it. This can be a domesticated or wild one. Be sure to kill it with the furba. When you've successfully killed the horse, harvest its blood and hide. return to the graveyard. Return along with the singing bowl, blood, and hide. Be sure to also bring along a bowl of oatmeal. Consume the hide and blood, then ring the singing bowl. Cold winds shriek along the oscillating sea of Leviathan dunes, marbled with snow and sand. Snow-capped mountains kiss the clear midnight sky, sprinkled with twinkling and shooting stars. A Stravalski's horse will be waiting. Tame it, mount it, and move your gaze towards the heavens. Find the Southern Cross and follow it. No matter how cold, tired, and hungry you feel, keep riding through the vast desert until you see the entrance to a series of caves. The correct cave will have the glow of a campfire near its entrance. The massive silhouette of a black, red-eyed Tibetan mastiff will careen towards you. Barrel towards the cave entrance. Don't let the dog gain ground. When you reach the cave entrance, and more importantly, the campfire, grab the torch nearby and scare the dog away. Turn your attention to the simmering pot and serve yourself a bowl of oatmeal. Warm and comforting, Chinese five-spice sings loud and proud upon your palate. Don't go for seconds. The furred Dharmapala doesn't appreciate bad manners. When you are ready, ring the bowl again. Tibetan throat chants buzz beneath the resonance of the singing bowl. The horse you've tamed will walk towards you. This is the furred Dharmapala. He will stuff his snout in the pot. When he gets his fill, he'll ask you the first question. No matter the question, give him the correct answer. If you answer incorrectly, the very same starving and rabid dog you ran from will come back. The fire won't scare him away this time. The furred Dharmapala will ask you the second question. If you answer incorrectly, you will find that you can no longer hear or speak. You will mutate into a Tibetan mastiff and will be forever enslaved to the furred Dharmapala. The furred Dharmapala will ask you one last question. If you answer incorrectly, you'll become a leper, literally and figuratively. When you return to the real world, no one will want to be or stay with you. You'll spend the rest of your days in exile. If you've correctly answered all 3 questions, you'll return to the graveyard, having passed the 3rd trial. Can you pass the other 4? Are you ready to begin the 4th trial? Do you still want to experience nirvana? Then let's continue. Find the son of an abusive father. Even if they look completely different before beginning the ritual, the father and son will look identical. Differentiate between them with the Malung mirror. Subdue one of them by any means necessary, and kill the other one by flaying them alive with the Vajra flaying knife. Collect the other's blood, flesh, skin, and head. Find and steal a mule. Fashion the skin into a saddle. Return to the graveyard, riding the mule. Find a mausoleum and enter it. The correct one will look like a miniature Taj Mahal. Kneel in the mausoleum's nexus. Hollow out the head and fill it with blood. Declare
I long to receive the breath of life.
And drink it. Metallic and intoxicating. Thunder and lightning course through your veins. The bloodlust continues to consume you, burning brighter in your mind's eye. Declare,
I long to become one.
and eat the flesh. Gamey and tender, better than lamb shank. Memories of the victim flood your mind. Fishing for the first time, making wedding vows. Gray days at work, blurred in a haze, fueled by Jack Daniels. All of this is pierced by their panic gaze as blood pools in every direction. Be sure to consume all their flesh and blood. Otherwise, you won't be able to complete the ritual. When you have finished the feast, close your eyes and ring the singing bowl. Her airy giggles splash between the strikes and swells of the bowl. Soft lips peck one ear and tongues lick the other. Open your eyes. Riding your mule is the most beautiful woman you've ever seen. This is the fourth Dharmapala. She will lay a hand onto your head. All you need to do now is wait. When she removes her hand, ask her,
Am I still worthy to carry the breath of life?
if you killed the sun, you'll pass. Return home and rest. If you have killed the fodder, brace yourself to be flayed slowly and painfully with your own Vajra. Can you complete the last three? Are you ready to begin the fifth trial? Do you still want to experience nirvana? Then let's continue. Find and steal a live mongoose and king cobra from the zoo. If your zoo doesn't have one, find one that does. When you steal them, make sure to keep them in separate kennels. They will kill each other if you put them in the same kennel, and you will have their venom coursing through your veins and eventually die, even if bite marks don't appear on your skin. Return to the graveyard with the singing bowl, mongoose, king cobra, and Shatra Singhasan. The Shatra Singhasan will expand into a life-sized throne. Sit on it and ring the second bowl. Pure, deep, glossy, and resonant tones waft into the warm and humid night. Sheets of rain brush against you and melt into the heavy fog. Exotic birds, insects, and monkeys chirp, buzz, and hoot from all directions. The hazy outline of the distant rainforest circles the soggy glade, offering no means of escape. The occasional rumble of thunder punctuates the sympathy. Take the mongoose and put him on the western end of the meadow. Then take the king cobra and put him on the eastern end of the glade. Release them both and sprint back to the throne. Sit down and wait. If the mongoose wins, you'll return to the graveyard and live. Return home and rest. If the king cobra wins, you die with venom coursing through your veins. Can you complete the last two? Are you ready to begin the sixth trial? Do you still want to experience nirvana? Then let's continue. Return to the graveyard the following night with one of the following: a furba, Tibetan ritual dagger, kukri, Gurkha machete, dapatim, traditional Tibetan sword, mdung, traditional Tibetan spear, tabarzin, Indo-Persian battle axe, or kakara, pewter staff. If you bring anything else, you won't be able to find the sixth Dharmapala until it's too late. As always, you'll need your trusty singing bowl. Close your eyes and ring the bowl. Growls and snarls hiss and rumble beneath the ringing of the bowl. The once brisk air of the graveyard goes tepid, moldy, rancid, and damp. The croaks of the damned and the desperate chants of the sixth Dharmapala's followers fill the silence between the singing bowl strikes and swells. Silence is a luxury you can no longer afford. Whenever you're ready, open your eyes. The hazy outline of the jungle looms before you. Ivory trees with horrific growths of leaves and vines claw their way to salvation. These ivory trees are the very same souls that failed the first trial. They have become home for the monkeys, katydids, frogs, and macaws to join in on the wild and bottomless wall of sound. The trumpet of elephants and the crackle of thunder occasionally punctuate the din. Enter the jungle. Struggle through the overgrowth and spider webs. Stumble through and over the slippery rocks and mud. Wallow through piranha and leech-infested waters. March past warring factions of Red Army and fire ants. Push through the curtain of rain and heavy fog. Admire the ruins of once proud and majestic monasteries, now defiled and overgrown. Don't admire them for too long, however, as these monasteries are the only safe place for the sixth Dharmapala's followers. If you don't want to become an offering, then keep wandering through the jungle. Keep hiking until you find a small grove of bamboo. Enter the grove. There you will find a black and white tiger. This tiger is the sixth Dharmapala. The sixth Dharmapala will open her eyes, and the jungle shall combust into an inferno, leaving only the grove to serve as an arena. You must fight the sixth Dharmapala to the death. If you survive, then you have won the sixth trial. You will return to the graveyard, safe and sound. Return home to receive your reward. The silent yet familiar cadence of your bedroom. Rest. Do whatever you need to do to prepare yourself for the final challenge. Are you ready to begin the final trial? Do you still want to experience nirvana? Do you still want to be reincarnated? Then let's finish this. Return to the graveyard with a noose and trusty singing bowl. Find a tree and hang yourself. Close your eyes and ring the bowl. When you're ready, open your eyes. If you find yourself dangling off the side of a mountain, you're okay. If you still find yourself in the graveyard, I'm sorry. As you dangle from the noose, daggers of snow and ice sting your skin. Looking around, the gauging contours of the surrounding mountains are the only thing you can see past the blizzard and lightning. As you look into the fiery depths below, everything will start to fade to black as the noose tightens. Ring the bowl again. As you free fall into the fiery depths below, a rolling shudder of all your memories will project into your mind's eye. The once faint aroma of sulfur, ash, and burning burning bodies grow stronger and stronger. The cries of dying climbers are replaced with ear-splitting screams of the damned and the whooshing of fire and smoke. Crash. Get up. A dark blue, free-eyed monster with a crown of skulls will dance before you. This is the last Dharmapala. This time, there is nothing you can do to influence the outcome. If the final Dharmapala deems you worthy, he'll thunder. Go forth and reclaim the perpetual breath of life and all the pleasures that come with it. He'll then ring a familiar singing bowl and ask you to close your eyes. If the last Dharmapala judges you otherwise, then he and the 5 generals will drag you up the mountain and throw you into the fiery pits of Naraka. You will then become one of their playthings for all eternity. When silence returns, open your eyes. You'll wake up the following morning having had the best rest of your life. If you are in school, you will find you have passed with flying colors, even if you were flunking before. If you are working, you'll finally receive that elusive promotion. You'll also meet the love of your life and make best friends with complete strangers. Your favorite foods will taste 10 times better. The following day, your favorite foods will still taste good, but nowhere near as good as the day before. The following week, your best friends will start to drift away. The next month, your best friends will once again feel like complete strangers, and all food will taste dull. In the following 3 months, the love of your life will find someone better. The following year, you'll either drop out of school or become fired from your well-paid job. As the following years progress, you'll fall deeper and deeper into the pit of despair. You'll eventually want to end it all. When you pull the trigger, the gun will jam. When you stab yourself, the knife will be too dull. When you go to hang yourself, the rope will snap. As the decades pass, you'll find that you still look exactly the same as when you started the ritual. Sooner or later, you'll be able to kill yourself. Everything will go black until the familiar ring of a singing bowl swells and decays. When you open your eyes, you'll wake up the following morning having had the best sleep of your life. If you are in school, you will find that you have passed with flying colors, even if you were flunking before. If you're working, you'll finally receive that elusive promotion. You'll also find the love of your life and make best friends with complete strangers. Your favorite foods will taste 10 times better. You wanted this. You wanted to experience nirvana and to be reincarnated. This is it. This is true nirvana. There is a reason why sometimes ignorance is bliss. Badung Ting is one of those reasons.